All right, so thanks for coming back here, Al Bargan, talking about infidelity. And one thing that I really wanted to hit on, and it wasn't apparent at first, but just I was in mental turmoil after learning that my spouse had cheated. And what occurred to me is I was wrestling with all sorts of decisions that I had to now make, just like what you're probably dealing with as well. Like, damn, you find out your partner cheats and your whole world changes, and you've got some decisions to make now. A lot of decisions. If there's kids involved, there's a lot of decisions. If you're going to divorce and or legal aspects, there's legal decisions. There's kids involved and what you do with them. Do you stay? That for me was the biggest question that I wrestled on. Do you stay with a partner who is unfaithful? Like I mentioned before, at first I thought it was just one person, one drunken mistake. It wasn't until counseling and some other revelations and or discoveries were made that I realized once I found out about the fourth guy, I was like, yeah, you know what? It was done before that. But regardless, what's important is your decisions. And what occurred to me was just the unfairness of it all. You have a partner that goes out, perhaps they're mildly or severely narcissistic, and they make some decisions, they make some choices. They're selfish for themselves, they make themselves feel good, or they do whatever they do, whatever their reasons were, or whatever their reasons. They made some decisions, and now it's up to you to make your own decisions. And some of these things are very life-changing, very huge, impactful decisions that you have to make, and it's not fair. You know, this whole concept of fairness, gosh, I wish I could remember some of the things. I gotta review my notes from Dr. Jordan Peterson on this concept. But I mean, look, cliche or not, life isn't fair. The fact is, you're faced with decisions to make. It's not fair that somebody else made a choice to do the things that they did, and now it's up to you to decide, I suppose. In my case, it was. You have to make a lot of decisions, and it's not easy. What I keep recommending, and I'm sure you've heard or read or listened to the advice of tapping into some type of a network, helping yourself to make these decisions. You know, some people, it's as simple as a sheet of paper, pros and cons, stay or, should I stay or should I go? The classic question, right? There's different ways to solve this and work through these problems. A lot of times, time answers the question for you. I read somewhere time answers all questions, and I mean, gosh, it's been over 7 years for myself, and the decisions are obvious now, but for you, you're in the thick of it. You're in the middle. You might not see, you might not have the perspective that you need. So keep searching, keep educating yourself when you can. If you're suffering really bad mentally and you find yourself triggered and breaking down, I know I mentioned this before, but schedule time to feel that pain. You can't just bottle it up. It's not going to go away. So, like, no kidding, digital calendar, write it on a sticky note on your bathroom mirror. Hey, I'm off at work at 3 o'clock. 4 p.m., I'm going to sit on the couch and contemplate what happened, and I'm going to go through every part of that makes me upset, that just frustrates me. Have your cry, have your talk it out, write it out, but experience those emotions. I don't think I explained that properly in the first video. Is schedule the time, and then when that time comes, give it to yourself. Don't just say, well, I'll feel crappy later. No, don't do that. Sit down, go through the emotions, and experience that pain. Your body needs to work this out. Your brain needs to work this out. Your psyche, your soul needs to work this negative crap out. I mentioned before, I'm sure it was Tony Robbins that I heard it from. You've got to feel it to heal it. So feel it. Feel it bad. Go through the gunk. It's kind of like burning your hand on the stove. You can put cold water on it all you want, but when the cold water comes off, you're still going to have that pain. So in that analogy, I would think sitting down and focusing on that pain and experiencing as wide of a range of those emotions as you comfortably can. Comfortably? Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? It's going to suck. And so go through it. And the more often you can do that, I mean, there's only so much you can do. There's only so often your brain, your psyche's going to want to be in that totally negative state. And while you're working through developing a plan as to what your vision is of yourself a week, a month, 3 months, a year, 5 years from now, when you work on that vision and you see yourself surviving this bout of infidelity, this terrible experience, not only will you survive it, you'll thrive. And knowing that you're doing little micro steps every day to build yourself on that path, knowing that you're taking small steps every day is going to be a huge confidence boost to you. And you know what? It's like confidence comes from competence, and competence leads to your self-reliance. I got that from a really important martial arts instructor, mentor in my life. Regardless, I appreciate you checking out this video. It is unfair that your partner cheated and now you're forced with making decisions, but life isn't fair, and you know, you got to work through it. So journal, go over some of the suggestions that I had mentioned, and keep watching these videos, and we'll build a plan to get you past this point where I suspect, you know, you do the work, you'll be better, a better person because of it. As difficult as that might seem to comprehend at the moment, but that's my commitment to you if you continue to consume this content. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself.